Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, I'm outside today. It's just such a beautiful day. I figured we'd start outside today with some happy news because I got some bad news from eBay the other day. Removal of items didn't follow the counterfeit policy, so I guess they're fakes, right? Well, I've got some extenuating circumstances around these fakes, and I'm going to ask you to tell me what you think. Let's go take a look. Hello everybody, I wanted to cut into this video before it started and have a little conversation really quick about something that I was made aware of when I was on vacation. We actually just got back and I had this video ready to roll so I didn't have to get to work the second I got back. And so this is actually from the day that we left for vacation. We did a ton of sales that week and we were able to do extra videos to put some extra content out, and I put one out with Tim over the years and with Chernox Connections about t-shirts. I hope you enjoyed it. But I wanted to just break into this video and make a couple comments about a video that FJ Treasures did. And that's, you have to forgive me guys if I'm wrong. I met you at Reseller Rally a few years back and it was Frank and Janelle, I think. And I apologize if that's not correct. And it's about, they did a video about bubble wrap. I'll summarize it here. And this relates to me because of two businesses, two companies that I do business with. And you hear me talk about all the time, American Bubble Boy and Supply Hut. And so I wanted to just set the record straight and make a few comments to folks. I know people enjoy this show and I appreciate you enjoying this show. And I have always tried to be as honest as I can. I may make mistakes from time to time, but I try to make things right. So here's the deal. If you haven't seen the video, I'll summarize it. And I might use general terms here because I didn't take notes. Sorry, y'all. When I was watching the video. Basically, the video was about bubble wrap. And they bought, I think, maybe 6 different companies. They bought bubble wrap from 6 different companies. And they rolled them out and they measured them to see what is being advertised versus what is being delivered. And I don't think they really did a price point or anything like that. But they were just comparing, hey, what are you saying compared to what you're delivering? And of all of those, all of them were under the stated amount. There was only one that was even remotely close. And it was pretty close. I'll give them some credit there, American Bubble Boy. And of course, this isn't a scientific experiment. However, the results are, undeniable here. And Supply Hut was one. I'm not going to go into the other companies because I don't endorse or talk about any of the other companies. As a matter of fact, I don't really endorse Supply Hut Bubble Wrap. I never have. I've always used American Bubble Boy. However, I'm associated with that name and with that company. You often hear me talk about Charlie and Joel from American Bubble Boy, Charlie from Supply Hut. Supply Huts measure what they say they're giving you. They're woefully under, as well as the other brands as well. That's not the case for American Bubble Boy. And so this got me, I get upset about these kind of things, right? When I try to make deals with folks, I might make some comments on the end of the video about sponsorship and the process I go through and think about. But you often hear me use the first names of people. And I do that constantly because I have skin in the game and I want other people to have skin in the game as well, their names as well. And I want phone numbers. And when things go wrong, I want to be able to contact them. And I was able to do that in this case as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm able to make phone calls. And I'm not going to get into all the other folks who make partnerships with this channel. And I just want to say, before I get into that, thank you to everybody out there. Even all that stuff's possible because of you guys watching. I never make claims about being the best reseller in the world, or I never post my 90-day totals. I never do any of that stuff. I kind of just like to be an everyday reseller like most of you out there are. And I don't claim to be an expert about all kinds of things. However, I do claim to give you my honest opinion as much as possible and to shoot you straight. And that's what I'm going to do right here, as painful as it might be. Even though like I said, I don't endorse, Supply Hut's bubble wrap, I realize that there's no way feasibly possible that people aren't using the link to get boxes and stuff like that, and also getting the bubble wrap. So I immediately came home. I was concerned. Well, I called Charlie. And he, to his credit, on vacation, he answered my phone call. We talked for a while, and we've been communicating ever since. And I'll tell you about a few decisions I've made here in just a little bit. But the next thing I did was, if I'm going to be promoting these, I got to have some assurance. And, I never thought to vet bubble wrap. By the way, I'm a little jealous because that was a terrific idea. I wish I'd have been the one to do it. And I almost brought my camera out yesterday when I did my own testing, right? When I pulled the tape out, you know, because I use Supply Hut tape. I have for a while, and pulled that out. And I was happy to see that that was very, very close to the number. I was, you know, and it was very unscientific. It's moving all around. It's in my grass. It's whatever. So that was certainly a little bit of a load off my mind that the tape was close, very close. I think within 5 meters. And that's of my test. And then I pulled out the paper. And that, although it was better than the bubble wrap, was still significantly short, way too short to be, in my opinion, an honest portrayal of what you're supposed to be getting. And, you know, I've had conversations with some other folks in here, and I just decided I would do this video and just make a few little announcements. You know, Charlie is taking action on it, you know, to his credit. I don't know how quick those things are going to occur. I know his company is, that, you know, the employees are on vacation and all that, and he's out of town, and the warehouse is shut down over the holiday weekend and whatever. As of now, I believe, and I don't know if it's taken place yet or not, this is out of my control, that those 2 products have been dropped off of the website. I don't know if that's 100% accurate or not, but that was what I was told. And I certainly hope that's the case. As far as my end goes, I have, for the time being, I have taken down, I'm suspending those links that I put in my video descriptions on this video, every video going forward, and just saying, hey, look, if you're going to advertise one thing, you need to make sure that that's what people are getting. And I think that is just common sense. So, yeah, as it does apply to all these companies, my goal here in this process is to hopefully, with the support of you guys, create some change, because this seems to be systemic across the board, with some exceptions, and we'll talk about Joel in just a second. If you're a reseller out there, you know that people are being pinched. Resellers are being pinched in every direction, you know, platforms and fees, and there's all kinds of factors that play into the cost of reselling, and those tend to go up over time as opposed to go down as a percentage. And there's no sense in me promoting a link to a product that's going to be something that it's not, and that is the case. So I unfortunately don't have answers for you for certain you know, I don't know what to tell you now. I got to look and reevaluate. What I really want to see is just the truth. If you're going to say something is this, make it be that and put a price and let people make a decision. And for now, we've taken that link off of our website. I've got to go through and double check a few different things, but for now, that's where we're at. And I just wanted to praise Joel a little bit as far in the bubble wrap realm, not boxes and all that stuff. And, you know, he may be expanding. I'm not quite sure what his total plans are. But that was the only one that was even close. Even the Amazon brand was far less than Bubble Boy, which surprised me a little bit to have a big name like that. So I just wanted to praise him. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But let me just kind of clean up the Supply Hut part of it as well. I don't know exactly what the future holds. I would love to think that this video right here is the beginning of something that is going to help all of us over time, so that when we're looking at things, it's difficult. If you ever bought on Amazon, there's like 8 million, you know, it's not easy. And everybody's always looking for the best deal, best quality. We talk about how quick the delivery is and all those things, because those things matter, right? If you're dealing in volume and you're trying to shave pennies off of stuff, you want things to be exactly what they say they are. And there's no doubt that in this case of the bubble wrap, that is just not the case. There's other factors that come into play when it talks about me. You know, when I promote something, like I said, I want a name, I want a phone number. Unless it's something like, I have one product that I don't. This Rollo printer, I don't have a name and a phone number, right? But I've used this thing for 5 years at this point. I don't know if it's that long, but I've used it for a long time. I've owned 3 different ones and used them all, given 2 of them away, still use this one, and I've had 0 problem with it forever and ever. And that's not a commercial for them. I'm just making the point that if I'm not comfortable with something, then I'm not going to promote it. And at this point, even though I don't promote the bubble wrap, I'm just not comfortable with any company if they're shorting somebody on something. Now, there's been issues, of course, you know, suppliers, and, you know, everybody's buying from these different suppliers here and there, and they're cutting corners. Well, my answer to that is, I talk about the Andy Griffith test all the time. If Opie came to Andy and said, hey, well, everybody else is doing it, would Andy accept that answer? That's not the answer that's acceptable. That's, by the way, not the answer that was given. The answer that you want to hear is, of course, accountability and taking blame. And, if your name's on something and moving forward and fixing things in the future. And that's the kind of thing that I want to see. And for me, it's an easy decision, financially, whatever. It doesn't matter. If you don't have a name, you don't have anything. And so for now, we are going to suspend those links and see what progresses. My hope is, and I've said this, I talked to Joel, and I don't think he'd mind me saying this. And it seems like he had, not even seems like, it's clear, not only is he the best product out there, at least in this test, but he is making a commitment to people that there will be things in place, there will be quality control. And these are the things that I hope that not just Supply Hut, but everybody puts in place on all of their products, where you're getting what you're paying for. And I think that this is hopefully going to change some things. I have no doubt that it will change some things. Sometimes all it takes is just one company doing something, and to be trusted, and to put in these quality controls, these checks, to put in a customer service system. And that's big for me too, right? Every time that I've had an issue with any company that I've ever, and this to Charlie's credit too, if I bring something to his attention, he's dealt with it. Every time I've brought something to Joel, it gets dealt with immediately. And if there's ever a question, if you're going to endorse something, you should expect that in return. And I think people who are watching me should expect truth from me as well, which I'm trying to give you right here. So my hope is that bubble wrap is going to spark this thing, and then Joel is going to lead the way on bubble wrap and just say, hey, this is what we're selling you. This is what you're going to get. If you don't get it, this is the process, and this is how it's going to be taken care of. And there's assurances in place. And I think that's hopefully where this thing is headed. So just want to give you those announcements right there. And we will talk maybe a little bit at the end of the video more generally about sponsorships. One more quick note. I was on the phone talking to Joel about bubble wrap, which is something we often do since he's American Bubble Boy. And I said, look, I want to do something here to push this in the right direction and to hopefully get legs to this thing, so that this thing is something that is something across the board. I know that if I went out and started measuring stuff out there, I know other people did too. And my kids had a blast, by the way. We took the paper roll, we rolled that thing, and boy, the dogs were jumping in it. Turner was jumping like it was a pile of leaves. It was good. So the bubble wrap right now, we've always sponsored, and they've always sponsored us, and we've always had a link to American Bubble Boy. So I'm like, Joe, I'd like to do something. I want to give away 4 rolls. I want to give away what do they call it? Well, it's not the Quadzilla, actually. It's 350 feet. 700 was the length of the video, what they were kind of gauging. And I was like, I want to give this stuff away. I said, I want to do it on my dime. And we argued for, forever about who would pay for it. Not in the way of you pay for it. No, you pay for it. But I'm going to pay for it. No, I'm going to pay for it. And that's a credit to him as well. So we're going to give away, between me and Joel here, we're going to give away bubble wrap, because we want this to be an issue where, at least in this realm to begin with, people are going to get what they pay for. We've talked about it. This is not necessarily an ad for Bubble Boy. It's just praise. I'm not getting a dime for this. And even though it fell a little short, it was certainly, if you roll out another one, it might be a little longer, I don't really know. I don't have all the testing, and I don't do all the stuff. But I can tell you right now that if you want to get what you're paying for, there's only one in the bubble wrap realm here, at least buying online, that you're going to get it. What we're going to do is the next 12 episodes, we're going to give away 700 feet of bubble wrap. You don't need to write anything in the comments below at all. You just need to write a comment, any comment whatsoever. And it doesn't have to be about bubble wrap. It can be about how beautiful my wife is. I don't know. It could be anything you want. And we are going to randomly select a name from that list every episode, the next 12 episodes, starting with this episode, writing the comment, the giveaway next episode. We're going to keep going. And we'll give you a code, and you can go order that, and it'll show up on your doorstep within 2 days for free, unless you live out in Montana like Troy. So, Mountain Man Treasure. Anyway, that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to keep you updated on the process as best I can. I know you'll probably see a lot of this throughout social media. A lot of people, I have no doubt, have already and will take pot shots at me. I think most people with a reasonable mind realized that, you know, to vet a product that I don't even use is, you know, whatever. I get it. But I do think that there's one thing to unwittingly promote a product that isn't accurate and to knowingly promote a product, and I just can't do that. So we are suspending that for now, and hopefully there'll be progress in the coming weeks and months ahead. But we have $684.32 worth of sales, so we're gonna knock a few out before I show you these fakes. Right here is another G.I. Joe sale after a long time with no G.I. Joe sales. We've had a couple in the last couple days, and after some slow sales days, this is nice to see it back to a really healthy level, which I'm happy about here. This is Mobad, is that what they call them? This one is motorized. Right there, it's got the batteries. It's all tested and working. And it sold for $28.50 plus shipping. And that's about a $23 profit. Brings us to $3,200 even after fees, after shipping. Sold another Family Guy item. This one is a calendar and trivia, something like that. Freaking sweet trivia quotes. So I had to take a few things out of here. I'll put them back real quick. Maybe just one. I'll take out to find that one. And that one sold for $15 plus shipping. Holy cow. On that one right there. And a little Family Guy sale. Next one is a super good find, super good deal for somebody. Somebody's actually going to make money on these. We made the decision we were going to put them out on auction, and I didn't. I've had a lot of not a lot. I've had a few non-payers on auctions lately, so I decided that we'd put it out on auction, but we wouldn't publicize it all over the place. We just mentioned it a couple times, once on Instagram, last minute. And these are super cool Valentines. And a lot like this, if you listed it, buy it now, would probably bring around $100. I mean, how cool is that? There's even some Disney ones in here. And so these are awesome. And got these for free from my buddy Eric OBX Picker at that house clean out, if you remember that, over there on the Picker channel not too long ago. Look at that one. Oh, it's cool too. I like it. You're a knockout, it says. And look, they're signed. Teresa. Very cool. I mean, these are going to go for good money. Selling them off individually could be $300 or $400. You just got to wait a long time and it's labor intensive. And they sold for $48 on auction plus shipping. And like I said, we got them for free. And it's just a way to quickly get stuff out of here. And now somebody's going to get a good deal. I hope a viewer got it, but I don't think they did. Next one, I can't remember quite what I paid for this. It seems to me I paid $5 for this one, but I might have bought it. I bought two of these lately. I might have bought it in a bigger lot. So I don't know the exact price, but it's a 3T Harley Davidson jacket for a little kid. And it sold pretty quickly, $35 plus shipping. All right, like I said, I had two items removed. Now, I don't know. You tell me. This is, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It seemed a little funny to me because both of them were removed at the exact same time and they're totally different items. So, there may, I don't know, can people report things as fake? You know, I've heard those stories before. I'm selling this and the person who reported it is selling this and whatever. Maybe they know, maybe they don't know. Maybe they want to reduce the competition. I'm not quite sure. The fact of the matter is I'm not 100% sure either one of these are fake or real for that matter. I just don't know. One of them, as I'm looking at it now, it might very well be fake, okay? The other one would be very odd for me to be fake because I bought it at a sale with a bunch of other high dollar stuff, Coach bags and stuff. I've sold all of that stuff, had no problem whatsoever. But this one is Burberry. And that may be the reason why this one was taken down. I don't know if it's fake or if it's real. I don't know how to tell really. I guess I could do a little bit of research. But has anybody out there ever had two items taken down at the exact same time that were different types of items? I'm curious to know. Let me show them to you. The Coach one, upon further review, definitely to me looks like it very well could be. Just looking at everything and the quality of it and the tag, it's like, yeah, maybe I should have known that beforehand, you know. And it's got, like, that says made in Italy, but that's really big. You know, it's not that tiny print you often see on sunglasses. And I've looked at a few Coach things that just have the sticker, but this very well could be fake. This one, I could just swear. I mean, the quality, you just feel it. It's good. There was a couple of issues with it. You see that split right there and right there. And, you know, the buttons are perfect and everything on it looks good to me, but I'm no expert. By the way, these, if you ever find them, go for really good money if they apparently don't get yanked for being fake. So What should I do with them now, y'all? Should I go burn them in the backyard? Should I give them away? Am I even allowed to give them away? Can you give away fake things? I know you can't sell them. Tell me in the comments below. The good news is I'm not into it for too much. I can't remember what I paid for those Coach glasses. I know it was at a sale full of all kinds of stuff. They were just literally fire selling the stuff out of there. As a matter of fact, I might have got that Harley jacket from the same place, and I sold a bunch of stuff from there, and they've already sold, so I've made a ton of money off that sale. And then the other one, I'm trying to find something while I talk. The other one I've made a bunch of off of that sale as well. So we're not, you know, I think I paid $5 for the Burberry wallet, for instance. At any rate, Super Mario Wii, matter of fact, that video is not even out yet, and I edited the value of it into it. Super Mario Wii here. Got this at a sale that has aired recently as well. And it was, I think, she did just a whole, I bought a whole ton of shoes, and I had a whole nother bag full of stuff, and she like threw that in because I bought all the shoes. This is one of the things in the bag, and it sold for $35 plus ship, maybe? Let me double check. $31.50 plus shipping for this Super Mario Wii game. Right there. Can't beat that. That's the game right there. That's the soundtrack. Thought I'd show you this really quick for packaging. It's a little big. I have a different style that I use for a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't, it's not going to fit in there. If it was just that disc right there, I'd probably ship it like that. But it's got these, and I don't want to fold them up, so I'll probably end up putting it in here or put it in a padded poly. But I like these. Anybody ever use these? This is what I got from my eBay coupon this year. And a big thank you. The last 3 people who have ordered plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table on CommonwealthPicker.com. I have not mentioned your names. I'm sorry. I need to go back and do that, but we've been super busy, so thank you for that. Sometimes in the name of space, I do an offer. Somebody sends me an offer and I take it. And that's what we did here with this. You may remember the sale. I bought boxes of this stuff, this Cat 5. And, you know, I thought I could get around $50 a pop for them. Well, this one looked like it's not quite full. And so I said maybe 90% full. And I'm like, yeah, well, we paid $5 for a bunch. And there's some other ones we're going to make even more money on. And I'm like, well, we'll just sell this one for the offer. I think it ended up being a percentage of $32.50-ish, something like that, plus shipping. So $5 into $32. It's really simple. Just throw it in another box and ship it out, and we'll make a good, cool 20-some bucks on it really fast. Not really what I wanted to make on something that big, but we're gonna make more on the other ones. I've had 2 things on my mention list for like days, and I keep forgetting to do it. So I'm gonna do them really quick right now so I don't forget. First one is I mentioned that I was going to do the Camp List Perfectly event at in Phoenix, June 27th. I'm one of the speakers there, and they were kind enough to invite me, and I've got family out there, so I'm like, well, yeah, I'll go visit my brother, my nephew, my sister-in-law, and her daughter, and it's just going to be a good time. So I've had some questions the last few days, and I keep reminding myself to do it. I don't know what the website is, to be honest, but I know if you go to CommonwealthPicker.com, scroll down to upcoming events, you'll see that event. You'll see the FlipCon event down in South Carolina, and of course a Reseller rally in September. So any events that we're going to be heading to, I always put on CommonwealthPicker.com. You can go check that out. And if you're in the area, or I don't know, want a vacation to Phoenix in June, to come to that event. It's not just for List Perfectly, folks. It's for any reseller. And I'd love to meet you there. So go check it out on CommonwealthPicker.com. Scroll to affiliate, or excuse me, scroll past affiliates, scroll to upcoming events, and you'll find it. You want to see what really goes on around here when the camera's off and I can't find something? I start dumping it on the floor. You know, you dig through and you dig through and you can't find it, and you finally just start throwing stuff on the floor, which I got to pick up now, but hey, here it is. It is a Adams Idea fairway wood. This really hurts my hourly rate when it takes me 2 minutes to find something, but that's all right. We found it, especially when it's $7 plus shipping. Here's the other thing I just had to show you. You know, I got a lot of gifts over the years. You know, there's one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites right there. You know, this one up here. I mean, there's so many that folks have sent me over the years. You guys are amazing right here too. And I know who sent all these. I don't have time to mention everybody, but this is super cool, and I am just loving this. The hat. If you know, inside my Hillbilly Jim in the eBay cave didn't have a hat. Now he's got a hat, and this brings back so many memories right here for me. Brian out there, Brian Big and Fun, Brian Klaus, gave us that he gave us our own item out there in the supply hut, if you know that red Model A wheel out there. And that was an incredible gift. Well, this is too, even though it didn't cost nearly as much. It came from Des Hardy, so thank you very, very much for your kindness and attention to detail. I cannot wait to reunite Hillbilly Jim, the old LJN figure, with his hat and his card. Very, very kind of you. I have another couple of gifts that I've just got to show you in a minute. The generosity towards my family is unreal. And it's just a testament to this, you know, reselling community and to everybody out there. And we intend to keep passing it on. So this hat right here, along with this hat, sold for $40 plus shipping. I can't remember what I paid. I think it was like $3 a pop for these. So, you know, $6 into 40, super quick, plus shipping, minus fees and all that stuff. We might be looking at at least $25 profit on those right there. And then this one sold for $20 plus shipping. And speaking of generosity, another Enaman sold. For those of you that are new to the channel, go back and watch this video right here. It will explain everything. You know, it might explain why all the shows, well, not all of them, but a lot of the shows you watch, people have Enaman behind them and stuff. And it's really changed our life. Not just this, but all of you. And we're selling one of these a week. We are down to, now we have more, so we'll figure out a way to do this. But we are down to these 10 right here, and there's an issue with most of them, not all of them, but most of them. And you know, there's just little different issues with stuff coming off the back and whatever. We call them misfits. And these are down to 9 now. We do have these, we do have those, and that's not full, by the way. There's stuff underneath it. But, you know, I want to keep these. It's for, you know, special occasions, charity auctions, maybe auction one off a month or something. These people use these, you know, for the record, scientifically proven to get your eBay store moving right there. That's what the Enaman does. And this one's headed out to Spencer. Thanks for all of your content and great information you create. Unfortunately, I'm getting this just before I close down my store for 2 months to travel abroad with my wife. But hopefully it works to get all my products out of the store before I leave. eBay store is Lucas, Luquus Flips. Thanks for getting things moving. So thank you. We really do appreciate it. And I hope he gets things moving for you. Actually, we do still have 10 left of those because we're going to auction one off the May 31st Whatnot auction. If you've never tried it out, there's a link below. There's a link at commonwealthpicker.com. And you can sign up on our affiliate over there and get 15 free bucks. If you have signed up, go bookmark that show. We have got some great stuff in store for you, even more that I'm going to announce here in just a second when I get the kids out here. Gertie earrings went off of clearance and back onto the regular price, and it's still sold $7 plus shipping. If you ever want one of these, you know, and you're a viewer, just send me it. I'll send you an offer for $5 or whatever. And there's always, you can always use code Commonwealth on any purchase and get 5% off if you're a viewer. So there you go. Gertie earrings, $7 plus shipping. Shout out Ivan as always whenever we sell one of these. It's a rare sighting, a rare boots sighting. So much for that sighting. Speaking of 5% off to a viewer, this one went to Lila, and it sold for $14 plus shipping. It is the green Power Ranger, number 360, no box. It's headed your way. And there is a message, so second viewer sale of the day. Enjoy your YouTube videos and getting tips. I'm a part-time reseller for a year now on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. Getting this as a gift for my husband. We both enjoyed watching Power Rangers in the 90s. Well, thank you very much. Did I read that right, Lila? Lilia? Boy, I'm struggling today. Anyway, thank you very much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy it. Sold a Mizuno baseball glove as part of a bundle deal that me and Rod Picking and Punching got at the 100 Mile Yard Sale. It's a right-hander's glove, and it does have a few issues, like these things right here should be going through those holes right there, but overall not a terrible condition for that glove, and it sold for $45 plus shipping. My wife will tell you I'm not the handiest person, but I did play baseball from like 5 to 22, and then I coached immediately after that till I was 42 years old, so I know my way around a baseball glove at least. I don't suggest picking up CD players very often. But this one, it actually comes with the box right here, was a good one. This one sold fairly quickly. I mean, a lot of times this stuff will sit for a long time. Sold for $130 plus shipping. Reagan's being lazy, coming out to Supply Hut on that thing. All right, let's go. All right, Turner, let's see what you guys got right here. First of all, there's this gift right here to me from Beth B in Arizona. It's a very, very kind message of you, and I have a perfect place for this inside in one of those totes. We don't have too many left. What are you doing? Oh, the door's coming open. I'm like, what's going on here? All right, so you guys aren't going to be super excited about what's in here until we read this message. So I want you to dig while I read the message and lay it out right here. It's not like you're going to love it, but you'll love it when you see this message. So I want to send you something for your next Whatnot auction, which, by the way, is May 31st, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's this incredibly generous here. Jimbo from Oklahoma, but look at this here. It says, it's retail at $225, not worn. I don't think it looked good on a 60-year-old. I also have a Jeff Gordon t-shirt, new, never worn. So I'd like you to run it on your auction, then give your winnings to the kids.
Aww. What is that?
From me, and enjoy giving people I care for. This will make me happy. This is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm going to have to blur this out. I've got your number in here the whole time. At any rate, so that is incredibly, incredibly nice. So I'm going to try to talk these folks into taking a portion of what they've got here, because this is very generous when you see this, and doing some charity with it. You think we could do that? Because this is some fire, y'all. Can you all hold them out? Check these out right here. Look at this, y'all. I mean, this is an all-over print Jeff Gordon. It looks new old stock. Just crazy stuff here. Look at this. So here's the tag. I'll show you. Bathing Ape. Right there. Yeah, it wouldn't look good on most 60-year-olds, I gotta say. Incredibly nice. Turn that around, Turner. Turn it around. That is
it looked good on me.
unbelievable. Let me see that tag right there. Jeez. Made in the USA. It is going to be a double stitcher, I think, but who cares? It is just straight fire. Single stitch on the bottom.
Yep.
So we're going to run it. $1 starts over there. And you guys are going to get the money, and we'll figure out a charity to give some of it to as well. All right. Say thank you to Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Bye.
And our buddy Keith from Minnesota says this used to be his favorite show, and he bought Lethal Lois Season 4, and it went for $15 plus shipping. Thank you, Keith. You have always been awesome to us. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy that. Just a few quick comments about sponsorships, and I've said this before, but I'm going to say some of it again here and reiterate it. You know, there are 3 factors that I really look at when I look at maybe doing a sponsorship. You know, does it, first, you know, obviously, does it make sense for me and my family to do it? Is it just, you know, just out of the realm of reality to do something, or does it make sense? Does it make sense for the business owner, and most importantly, does it make sense for the consumer? And at this point, in this particular case, it does not make sense for the consumer. It does not make sense for me, and it does make sense for the business owner to make these corrections to compete. I mean, imagine a world where you're looking at, you know, it's not a hamburger, right? Where you can see the hamburger and then they call it a hamburger. I mean, we're talking about measurements here. These are absolutes. And this would be a huge benefit for resellers to actually have this change. Because most of us, if you're like me, you're out there trying to find the best deal, and you're looking at the pennies. You know, when I go to the supermarket, you know, how much per ounce, you know, because the boxes are all different, whatever. You got to have that constant. And the constant is just not there. When every company says they're selling this much bubble wrap and the prices are all this, and like, oh, I'm going to buy from this company, but you turn out and it's not what it says it is. And it looks like it's so systemic across the board here that, you know, it doesn't make sense for these companies. You know, if somebody like Joel and Bubble Wrap here can say, look, this is guaranteed. We guarantee it. We'll back it up. We'll give customer service. We'll make sure you get what you paid for. And here's the price. Even if the price is more, but if you're getting exactly what you paid for compared to the price being less, and you're getting far less than what you paid for, then this is still the better deal. And that's all I think most of us can ask for. Now, I take this stuff seriously, very seriously. I've been a teacher my whole life. I've been a baseball coach. I deal with these kind of things all the time. And, you know, in different ways, obviously, than this. But this is something that I take into account before I make deals with people. And in this case, it was, you know, I can't imagine not being able to have a phone number and say, look, what's the issue here? What's the problem? Or somebody comes to me with a concern and I don't have an answer for them, I look stupid. And so I've always been able to pass those off, and I always talk to these companies. That's why I've talked about List Perfectly, and I know Clara. I have her phone number. I can talk to her, because if there's a problem, they need to deal with it, because it's not my business, right? I've put my name to it, and if I'm putting my name to it, I need their name to be with it. I need somebody to be able to communicate with, and the same thing goes with Joel and with my reseller Genie as well, with Faith and Paul over there. Terrific people. So, you know, I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to try to shoot you as straight as possible. And, you know, some people won't accept that, and that's fine. I can't really do anything about that other than give my apology and, you know, wish you well. I do want people to know out there that I get offers constantly from tons of companies, and it's all because of you. And I turn down the great majority of them. I'll do an ad every once in a while. I did a couple ads for Rolo, for instance. And, you know, having a person that you can communicate with. I like to do business with people with names, with locations, with addresses. I've never done one of these things that come across promoting this, you know, Chinese product, or I've never done that stuff. I don't intend to. And I just wanted to give my apologies to anybody out there who's been affected by this, and hopefully we can create a lot of change. And it started with that video, so thank you to you guys as well. So as we say goodbye today, leave your comments below. Try to be polite. Try to be polite to each other. Polite to me would be helpful. But leave your honest opinion. And I appreciate all of you out there, and I can't wait to see you next time. I'm just doing some shipping in here, y'all. And Wallen has said he didn't get on the video. So there you are, buddy. You're on the video.